All right, any other questions from this homework, especially because my recording just cut off? Let's show the answers again. So for 523, here are our answers. It would be really easy to cheat your way through my class by just going and watching the YouTube videos, but then you won't know what the heck is going on when we take Masteries. We're here. Now I would like to offer to you, you may erase and move any of your circles you would like if they have not been crossed out yet. Any of your circles that have not been crossed out yet, you may move if you would like.
Hold on. You get to put them where X's are?
No, you cannot put them where X's are. They will go on top of whatever's there. So, guys, if I'm moving one of my circles to a 7, it would have to go on top. I can't say like, oh yeah, we already got 7. No, it would have to go here. But you're saying, okay, I think a 7 will come up today, right? Because nobody got all of their circles crossed off yesterday, right? What? No, we're picking up where we were yesterday. But you can move your circles if you want. You can move your circles, but they have to go on top of the X's or whatever. All right, let's do a few more and see what happens. Flip and flip, or roll and roll. 3 and 5, what is that? 8. Put an X over 8. You just put one of your circles there? Put an X over 8.
I also found my circle pencil that was
There's 2 of them open. I'm going to close that to make it easier. Roll and roll. 5 and 5. 10.
Oh my god, I just moved my circle from there.
Sorry about it. Sorry about it. Where, hey, 0, I'm curious, where had you moved your circle to?
I moved it from 10 to 6.
Interesting. We already had 3 6s. Is that why? Because you're like, oh, 6 is popular? Interesting. Roll and roll. 5 and 3. Another 8. Oh, look, 8 and 6 are tied now. 8 and 6 are tied. Anyone only have 1 circle left? Ooh, we're getting close. Tell me if you win. Tell me if you win. 4 and 1. You won? Angel won? Let me see it. So you moved those to where? Or you just decided not to put them there like at the beginning? Like yesterday? We haven't had 2 5s today. Oh, we had one of them yesterday. That's what happened. So Angel is our winner for now, at least. And he's like winner number 1. You guys want to play a couple more and see if anyone else can win? It's like you want to do math. Ooh. Hold on. We've had the request to restart because people think that they know a little bit more now. Okay, I will roll 3 more times on this game, and then we'll play this again probably at the end of class because I need to teach you a couple things today. 4 and 4. 8. Got another 8. 8 is more popular than 6 now, I guess. Roll and roll. Ha! 4 and 4 again.
Why are there so many 8s?
How is 7 not up here? How is 7 up here?
2 and 3. 5. Now wait. Robert is kind of whining, but I agree with what he's whining about. Robert, you want to whine to the class?
Why has 7 only appeared once?
Why are you complaining about the fact that 7 hasn't appeared?
7 should be the most likely.
What do you mean?
It has the most chances. There's the most probability to get 7 because
It is 5 possibilities.
there's 5 ways to get.
Robert is reminding us that because I like to teach out of order sometimes, we have already talked about what should be happening here. Now, here's the problem. All because something should happen, does that mean it will happen? No. This is how the casino takes all of your money. Because Robert is sitting at the craps table, which is a dice rolling game, And he's thinking 7 should happen. Does that mean 7's gonna happen? Not necessarily. Because it's random. Guys, the reason 7 hasn't happened, and for any of you claiming like, oh, it's rigged, like, I get why you think that. This is not rigged. This is true. CPM has coded this, so it's totally random. Every result has a 1/6 chance on each of the dice. But that so 5 seems really popular, but there's a 3. We barely had any 3s. There's a 7. I like how you guys are still playing, even though I'm moving on.
No, we want to play.
Whoa. When has yelling at the teacher ever worked for you? So, like I said, hey Landon, you are supposed to pull your hood down. Like I said, we're going to do some class, and then we can play some more if we want. Gerald was asked. What? I think Gerald sounds great. Gerald was analyzing. Hey, I'm not even asking you to write anything right now. I'm just asking you to engage with me. Gerald was asked to write the results for the dice game. And he wrote it like this. He said dice 1 could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And dice 2 could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But also, if dice 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, dice 2 could be 1 more than, right? So right here, Gerard is saying it's dice 2 is 1 more than, right? Then all of a sudden, he makes dice 2 2 more than dice 1. Then he makes it 3 more than that. Is this the best way to talk about 2 dice being rolled? Is this table efficient?
No, because it'll take forever.
No, it'll take forever, right? So and I already gave it to you because I'm trying to make your life easier. We know that when 2, with me, Stella? We know that when we're dealing with 2 things happening, put one thing across the top of a table, put the other thing across the side of the table, and in the table we will put the results. Anytime you have 2 things happening, this is a really good way to show it. It's the most efficient way to model it. Daniel? Yeah, when you were looking at what, did you say that? Ah. Yep. Yeah. Yep, these tables. So this is what we call a 2-way table, right? It goes 2 ways. Goes left, right, goes down. So, in the lesson, we would be drawing this in your notes right now. This is why I made you this and said put it in a sheet protector and keep it safe. If you don't still have this, you're going to want a dice table in your notes somewhere, but you should have this paper, right? You should have this paper that I made for you. So, Gloria and Jenny each have only 1 O left on their game board. Gloria's O is at 6 and Jenny's is at 8. Talk with your team about who you think is going to win. We're doing random cards to get some interaction. I don't know. I mean, 6 when squared becomes 36, which I think is a little bit nicer than 8 when squared, which is 64. But
You're braining him with jokes.
What, Robert?
I
Maybe if you make bad enough jokes, maybe we'll let you join our advisor.
Robert.
CX, what do you think? Hey, bring it back. CX, what do you think? Who's going to win, Gloria or Jenny? Why? If we look at the probability basics handout, go ahead, keep saying. There are 5 ways to make 6, 5 ways to make 8. Hey, double check that you have that paper, especially people that might have been absent. If you don't have that, there's zero shame in coming to me and saying, hey, I need another copy of this thing. But it is color, so I might need to print more because I printed it in color. But, like, come see me if you've lost that paper. You can have mine for right now. Yeah. I need to make sure that you know how to do this before we can go back and play the dice game. I want you to make a probability table for you have a bag that you cannot see inside of. There is a red block, a green block, and a blue block. Right? Red, blue, green. Yep. And yellow. I want you to make a table to show when we pick a block, put it back in, and pick another block. What is our chance of picking the same color twice? There's 1 block of each color. So make a table. So we're going to say draw number 1, like pick number 1 will be across the top of the table. Right? Pick number 2 will be across the side of the table. And the results go in it. Right? The results go inside of it. I should see everybody making a table. I'm giving you a second to get started, but then I'm walking around checking on people. Blue, green. Actually, if we want to go in order.
It's red, green, or red, blue, and yellow.
Guys, let's pick an order. Like so that all of our. So Roy G. Biv order. So red, yellow. Not yellow. I'm gonna have to make like kind of dark yellow. Red, yellow, green, blue. Red, yellow, green, blue. So now on your left side, red, yellow, green, blue. Right. Let's go in the same order. Make your life easy. Well, like Mr. Hall said when he came in here yesterday, or no, that was, you guys, Mr. Hall didn't come into your class, right? It was the other class. Mr. Hall and I got in an argument about me outlawing the word easy. Because he said, well, what about easier? I said, well, that's fine. You're allowed to say that. And he's like, well, that's what I mean when I call something easy. Hey, I'm telling a story. It's like when the Bible says H-E double hockey sticks. It's telling a story. So, Mr. Hall said, when he says that word, he's really meaning, oh, it's easier than something else. And I told him, well, then you got to say the er. So it's up to you guys if you keep trying to make it a bad word next year. But Mr. Hall says that when he says easy, he means easier. But you guys can just, like you could, when he says easy, you could all just be like, right? If you want to, you could put the on for him.
Yeah, we're gonna gap that.
Because you're comparing. Sorry, I should have explained that. His argument was everything can be compared. That, like, well, running a mile is easier than running 2 miles. That doesn't mean that running a mile is easy. Right? Running 1 mile would be easier than 2. If I asked you to do this for dice, it'd be easier because you've done it before. I'm going to go down my columns like we did before. I'm going to label all of my first results. So red, 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 yellow, 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 yellow. I'm going to label all of these straight down. Guys, I would get yourself in a habit. I would get yourself in a habit with these tables of taking the thing on the top and writing it first. Take the thing on the side and write it second in the results part of your table. Then talk with your team. What's the probability you got the same color twice? Stand strong with your bro, Landon, and take care of the middle two since he's not allowed to have his out. So now we need to fill in the second block pick, which is these. So now I'm going to go red, red, red across my table. Does that make sense? And then yellows across my table. Greens across our table. Hey, if we're practicing this all together and then this is on your homework and then we have a quiz on Tuesday, do you think making one of these tables might be on your quiz?
Yes.
Man, if only somebody would tell us what's on the quiz ahead of time. Eric, how do I figure out which ones of these were the same color twice? Yeah, Eric's like, that's a dumb question, Mr. Hudson. But there are no dumb questions, right? It's the same, right? The ones that are the same. So go through and highlight or indicate all the ones that were the same result twice. Ooh, you can barely see my yellows now. Same result twice. So, Robert, how many had the same result twice?
Tell a joke, Robert. Tell a joke.
Well, you went ahead and jumped to the probability. I love that people are coming up to grab highlighters. If you don't have one, borrow one.
Make a joke. Quickly.
My smartboard is broken.
Quickly, Robert. Go. Tell a joke. Chloe, give me a
I'll tell when at the end of class.
So, hey, hi. We're still doing math. Robert went ahead and jumped to the probability, so please on your paper write down the probability that we match was 4 out of 16. Or we could reduce that and say 1/4. The probability that we match was 4 out of 16, or we can reduce it and say 1/4. Questions about making probability tables. I feel like there's a spaceship about to take off. Katie, all of you need to think, could you answer this question? But I called on Katie. Katie, if I pull out my first block and put it back in before I pull out my second, is this independent or dependent? Independent because we reset it, right? Independent because we reset it. And for this table to be true, we had to put that first block back in, right? Because for this table to be accurate, all of the blocks have to be in the bag. Questions from anything from this lesson from yesterday and today? Because we're really wrapping up yesterday's lesson right now. Any questions? So now, I'm trying to keep track of time. We're on the normal schedule, right? Well, like Friday, normal for Friday, just we have FCO instead of. So I have till 10:44. We got time. I'm going to intro what we're doing next week, and then we'll practice it next week. The other thing, well, not other. Man, you think I've never taught this before with how much I trip on my words. What if we're going to do the same thing we just did, except we do it 3 times? Instead of 2 times, I'm going to do this 3 times. Could I add like a third layer to this table? No. Because the only way to add a third layer to this table is to make it 3-dimensional. Right? Like, because it right now goes left and right, up and down. It would have to come out, right, to make a third layer of this. So if we do something more than once, let's simplify this down. Our bag now, let's say our bag, we're going to take one of the colors out. Yellow is not great for writing up here, so I'm going to say we have blue, green, and red. Go ahead and do this with me real quick, because then we'll play another round of the 10 O's game. If I do this 3 times, I can't use a table. What I can use is a probability tree. And you're probably going to think that this will look kind of like a factor tree in a way. But instead of putting my results in a table, I can use a probability tree to do as many things as I want to do. Because I can keep making the tree go deeper and deeper and deeper. right? The roots of the tree. This is why we call it a probability tree. The roots of it go down. So this is my first pole, right? My first pole could have been blue, could have been green, could have been red. If I put the block back in, what can happen on my second pole? Angel, if I put the block back in, what can happen on my second pole? Did anything change if I put the block back in? So I could still get blue or green or red. So you're good. So if I got blue the first time, I could still get blue, green, or red. If I got green the first time, I could still get blue, green, or red. And if I got red the first time, I could still get blue, green, or red. I only did it like this so I can use my colors all at the same time. On Monday, we will talk about adding that third layer to the tree and continuing this on. But this is how we build probability trees. On your paper, draw a number line from 2 to 12. Place 10 O's on it wherever you want to. We're doing 10 O's again. 2 to 12. Well, if you want to put a 1 on there, you can. That's up to you. I'm going to erase all these. New round. We ready for this? No. This does not count. The 7 that's showing does not count. It happened last time. Ava, you want to tell us your strategy for placing your O's? Are you going towards the ends or towards the center? More towards the center. Dana, you want to tell us your strategy? Yeah, because it's not like they're not going to happen. Guys, so they dismissed early. I don't know why, unless I'm on the wrong schedule. Well, let's play this real quick. I may not even do the X's because that takes extra time. So, first roll, 6 and 4. 10. Put an X on 10. Actually, I should do the X's. I'll go fast. Roll, roll. 5 and 3. 8. Roll, roll. We're only going to do this 10 times. We're going to see if anyone can do this perfect. 7. Roll, roll. 5 and 4. 9. Ooh, so we've had 7, 8, 9, and 10. Roll, roll. 4 and 3. There's another 7. Ah, that's the wrong thing. Roll, roll. 2 and 5. Ooh, another 7. Roll, roll. 1 and 2. Ah. Some of you just had your hearts broken. 1 and 3. It's a 4. 1 and 1. Guys, all because it's not likely doesn't mean it won't happen. All because it's not likely does not mean it won't happen. 1 and 6. Another 7. Robert, 7 is making its comeback this time. Roll, roll. 5 and 1. 6. There's your 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We already played more than 10. We got 2 minutes left. I can keep going. Roll, roll. 4 and 5. 9. Roll, roll. 5, 5. 10. No. You're so like bipolar right now. You're like, yeah, ha, no, ha, heartbreak. Ha. Roll, roll. 1 and 3 or 1 and 2 makes 3.
Oh my God! Please, I just need 2 more. I need a 5. I need 1 more.
2 and 2. Got a 4.
Close enough. Like that. You're done. You're done.
Roll, roll.
You're done.
3 and 4. 7. Oh my gosh. 7s are making their comeback.
4 to 7.
4, 6.
I'm not done. You're
10.
done. You're done. Why are you doing this? Not me. Because we
3,
can.
1. 4.
Stop it.
I need a 5.
Okay, I'll stop it. How many more do you have?
I have 1 left, Mr. Hudson.
Which one?
5.
Let's see if we can get a 5. Roll. I got a 5,
Yes.
but I got a 3 with it.
I got
There's an 8. There's an 11. There's an 8 again. I'm done when I say I'm done. 1 and 4. What color does it have any like defining characteristics? Does it have your name on it? Okay, like stickers?
Okay, right now.
Okay. This is also something to like announce at forum. I hope it's not lost all week. But if it's still lost next week, that's something to announce at forum. Make sure you check the lost and found.
Yeah. I have a joke to get into your advisement.
Okay.
Okay, so you know those area and perimeter squares?
Yes.
Are you very able to do those?
Am I very able?
Very
to do
able.
them?
Because it's X and X code are variables, and like
Can they be in it? Can they be in it? Go. Can we petition of essence?
Just go to class.